gonna go for it. Going for it.
Yay!
No prep. Just jump in. Dive right in. Both feet into the deep end.
This
Welcome back.
This is like the Camel cigarettes of tarot readings, raw,
No
unfiltered,
filters.
and
Makes your
no
teeth go
regret.
brown. give you a lung cancer. Welcome back to Twin Terror. I'm David.
I'm Gary.
Anyways, yeah, where's the beef? Where's the signal? Good Lord. What a freaking Keystone Cops clown show. Elect a clown, get a circus a moment. This is the epitome of that. So, as has been all over the news by now, the high-ranking members of the Trump cabinet, not including such members as Vice President J.D. Vance, Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth, Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard. There's no way I should know all these people's names, by the way.
You're doing good. I've got them written down.
CIA Director
On Ratcliffe.
Ratcliffe, yes. FBI Director Kash Patel.
Oh,
I can't really tell you who the Commerce Secretary is. My apologies.
Well, you have the National Security Advisor, Mike Walls.
Oh yes, Mike Walls. He's probably the most culpable person.
I don't know if you said Pete Hegseth, the Defense Secretary.
Yeah, I got him.
You had the White House Chief of Staff, Susie Wiles.
Oh, good Lord, she was in there too.
Yep, and you had the Secretary.
For those remembering Susie Wiles, she was the one that Trump was showing her the battle plans, but don't look too close. You're not supposed to see this. And she's in the background going, ha, 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 over in Mar-a-Lago with the documents case. Carry on.
Yeah, Secretary of the Treasury, because, I guess you got to know where your money's going, right? Scott Bessent. And then, of course, the editor-in-chief of Atlantic Magazine, Jeffrey Goldberg.
Yes, the key, the brains behind the operation here.
Yes, he's the brains of the group.
So there is
Marco Rubio was in it as well.
Oh yes, Marco Rubio, Secretary of State. Yes. So during like a wartime operation, like bombing Yemen, these are the type. Well, other than like the Secretary of Commerce, these are the type of people you would expect to be on a group chat on a government-approved server that's secured and encrypted, discussing, the ins and outs of what is going to happen during this mission. For some reason, this group of people decided that using an app called Signal, which is a consumer app available to you, me, and everybody else in this world, which is an encrypted app, was a better play than using the government software and internet. Now, just as a background, recently Russia had been known to hack into Signal. So Signal is not a secure system by any stretch of the imagination.
It's an encrypted system.
It's an encrypted, but that doesn't mean it's not hackable.
Yeah.
The reporter got invited by Mike Walls to join this group. That was likely a mistake. The reporter said, you said it's Peter, right?
What's that?
What's the reporter's name?
Yeah, Jeffrey Goldberg.
Jeffrey Goldberg. So probably they were going to invite somebody else whose name began with a J and auto-populated or something along those lines. Regardless, a reporter for The Atlantic got included on this. And then he got a notification that like a small subgroup were going to start this chat. So he's getting this chat on his phone 2 hours before the bombs start dropping in Yemen. And in this chat group, the discussion was, what time, the targets that were going to be hit, the systems that were going to be used to hit those targets, and the order with which targets were going to be hit. Basically, it's a war plan.
Yeah.
It should never be outside of the government server or the government thing, like Hillary Clinton's 30,000 emails. There is some speculation that the reason why they're doing it on this app is that it won't be part of FOIA. You can't do a Freedom of Information Act to get on that. It won't be documented because it's basically clandestine. It's off the books type of thing.
Yeah, because what happens is these communications self-destruct after a period of time. It could be a week, it could be a couple of weeks, but they go away.
Yeah. So that's kind of the setup here. This reporter is looking at this thing, not believing his eyes, like this has got to be a joke, until 2 hours goes by and the bombs start dropping and the reports are coming in that Yemen is being bombed, and he's got the whole battle plan laid out in front of him with all these people copied on this group chat. Mm-hmm. And it's like, imagine the quandary he's in, because what do you do with this? You can't go to the FBI or the CIA or the Director of National Intelligence or the Secretary of State or the President's Chief of Staff. They're all in this group chat on an app they shouldn't be using in the first place.
Well, wait a minute, but David, under President Biden's guidelines said that you could use this app.
Yeah, I believe you described it as this app was like the alert of, by the way, we are just starting using the government app, so get your butt over there to the government app so you can you can discuss things on a secure channel.
Yeah, it's basically Biden's policy was, this is kind of give you a notification that you need to go somewhere else because there's something important for you to read. Not here's something important for you to read, cutting out the middleman.
Now, why this is a big deal is that it's talking about troop movements, locations where U.S. troops are going to be, the time they're going to be there, the weapons and munitions they'll be using at that time. And if other actors wanted to react to the United States battle plan, they know exactly what the U.S. is doing. Yeah. And just it puts American servicemen's lives at risk. And the Senate had hearings today to discuss matters with certain members of people on that chat group, and the amount of gaslighting, word parsing, and other diversionary tactics in gaslighting was infuriating. Basically, the Republicans are trying to find a message to get them out of this soup that they've buried themselves into, ranging from the information on there wasn't classified, so it's not a problem, to it's Biden's fault, to it wasn't that big a deal anyways. What's the problem here? Did I miss any?
I was going to use these records from my library.
Oh, yeah.
The obvious one.
Oh, yeah. And then when Trump was asked about it yesterday, he said he had no idea what the reporter was talking about.
He was probably telling the truth.
And he was probably telling the truth. One of the few times where his lips were moving and he wasn't lying.
Yeah, so what was interesting is we looked at this a little bit on our live stream with Marina earlier today. And if you haven't seen it, go over and check it out. It's on Heart Center Tarot.
Or my reading last night on Tarot by the Bay.
Oh, Tarot by the Bay, yes. The name of the Atlantic editor-in-chief was Jeffrey Goldberg. His initials are JG. It just so happens that the United States Trade Representative in Trump's cabinet, his initials are JG for Jameson Greer. So it could be a situation where, if you've ever used Microsoft Outlook and you just start typing initials, you may have been intending to send it to Jameson Greer or JD Vance or something, hit the wrong key, and all of a sudden, it popped up a name and you just hit enter because you didn't realize you entered the wrong key. As a personal note, we when we work from home, we send a message to the members of our team saying, okay, I'm online. And there's been occasions where I've said good morning to somebody who wasn't a direct report or who I directly reported to because I hit the wrong key when I was in Microsoft Outlook, and all of a sudden, a different colleague of mine got a very cheery and pleasant good morning from me in the morning. And it could be as innocent as that, but the consequences of this are enormous versus just a random good morning from me.
It shows no security discipline whatsoever by people whose jobs are all about classified information and security. And how would an ally ever trust us with secrets if this is the best we can do?
It's one of those situations where, as Dave was mentioning, they're trying to downplay this.
Yeah.
It's not that big a deal. It wasn't classified information. We were following Biden's policies. Someone needs to lose their job over this.
Multiple people need to lose their job over this.
Really, this is serious. And the Republicans they're going to try and shovel as much dirt and manure over this thing and hope this zombie doesn't keep trying to get out of the grave.
Yeah, it's the Democrats' job to keep hitting it with electricity and have it keep popping out.
So
Benghazi, for instance, her emails, for instance.
Hey, Hillary server. So now that we're almost 12 minutes into this intro, maybe we should throw some cards.
Yeah. Look at the general energy of this current situation here.
Yeah. For entertainment purposes only.
Yeah, and I'm going to take the lead on this one.
Let me entertain you.
Okay, what do we got? We got hard times ahead, followed by somebody should be getting kicked out. It's opening day on the clown show here. Page of Pentacles underneath it. The Republicans, the GOP, the Trump administration are going to be hard pressed to explain how all this information got out of there. And right now they are looking for any type of explanation as to what happened. The past Ace of Cups, the only qualification for the job is to be a loyal Trump fanatic. Competence need not apply.
Mm-hmm.
Current situation is, well, you F around, you're going to find out. Their incompetence has now been put on blast for everybody in the U.S. and around the world to see. Right now, they're trying to do damage control and keep the secret, although they say there was no classified information on there. They also don't want to release the non-classified information. So the messaging is completely and utterly mixed. And that's what they're looking for. They're trying to find their way out of the minefield with their messaging. And the outcome is the Knight of Cups. Looking for allies, looking for that explanation, trying to find partners in this. It's like they're offering, Page of Cups is usually the MAGA card. They're trying to offer up explanations or Kool-Aid for people to drink to show you that it's not that big of a deal, but they're floundering right now. They haven't found that message.
Okay, so will they find that message? Or what do we need to know about the message that they ultimately land on? How's that? What do we need to know about the message that the Republicans ultimately land on for this? Well, that was a good thought right there. All right, let's see. What do we got? Okay. Foundation is the Two of Cups.
That seems like a yes.
Yeah. Keeping our relationships intact. The challenge is the Eight of Swords. We don't see a way out of this. So I don't think they want to shovel dirt on top, but they realize they can't. Underneath it all is a Page of Wands. We got to come out with a message on this.
Yep.
In the past, we defended our actions. They're coming up with all sorts of excuses on why this is okay. The current energy is the moon. Basically, they're trying to keep things secret and they're trying to cover up, if you will.
Yeah, I want to throw in there because I got that card multiple times last night. one of their angles they're trying right now is to say the information is declassified.
Yeah.
So there weren't secrets at all. So there's no big deal here.
Yeah.
That's the current energy. We'll see how things work out with that. That's what they think is their best play.
Overarching energy is the Empress. Now that's interesting because we keep getting that card as Mother Russia. I'm going to avoid Mother Russia in this, although it certainly could be a player in this because Russia has been known to be able to breach that little application.
Yes.
But the overarching energy is this is something that needs to be dealt with. It's kind of like someone needs to take the fall for this because Trump. There's too many good things going on with Trump right now. We can't have this scandal taking him down.
The low energy for Empress is laziness and entitlement, which I think epitomizes the use. It's entitlement to use the Signal app. They don't want to use the government app. We're too good. We don't need that. We're going to do this instead.
Well, yeah. It's lazy and sloppy too.
Arrogance. There's a lot of arrogance with that.
Yeah. What else do we need to know? The outcome of this, or the lesson to be learned, is the Wheel of Fortune. We don't know how this is going to end. They don't know how their messaging is going to play.
This may not be the only time they've done this, too.
Yeah,
there might be more that comes out.
The outcome of this is for their messaging is they're just hoping to have it go away.
Yep.
Their plan is to just try and let it go away.
Write it out. Just write it out. Until something new happens.
Yeah, because we don't want to lose anyone on our team.
What will the Democrats do with the initiative has been handed to the Democrats? Hillary's emails, Benghazi. The Democrats have the initiative has been handed to them to really hammer the Republicans, hold their feet to the fire until they scream bloody murder. What will they do with that? Were you doing a Klingon order there?
No.
The Devil card. Corruption. Well, feet to the fire would certainly fall under the Devil card here. Got Justice, Four of Cups, Wheel of Fortune. Got some big arcana here. Page of Pentacles. I think. Okay, so the Devil card is about corruption. Could also be Trump too, but there's that messaging, the corruption in the messaging. They're going to focus on the corruption of this and the danger it put the troops in. Meanwhile, Trump and the Republicans are trying to message. You know what? I don't think I'm getting the demo. I think what I'm getting is Trump's going to try and lead the messaging here. They keep not getting the messaging out. The public's just not buying what they're selling. This is going to lead to more congressional investigations and ongoing investigations on this one. So I think what it's telling me is regardless of what the Democrats do, it's not going to answer that question. It's that Trump is going to try and engage messaging. Trump may get tied in with this as well. He should be. He's the freaking commander in chief. And, J.D. Vance was in there. These are all his cabinet members, kind of like Iran-Contras and Ronald Reagan.
Yeah.
Where was Reagan? Where was George H.W. Bush during the Contras thing? Are we going to get Oliver North out of here to get blamed for everything? What's going to go on? And I think
when I was watching Tulsi Gabbard, she was doing her best Oliver North impersonation. And even the senator was calling her out. It's like, you're not going to filibuster here.
Yeah, exactly.
You're going to have to answer these questions.
Yeah, it's like, I can't answer it because there's an investigation going on. simple things like, should this have been happening on this app? Well, I don't know I don't think it's classified. Well, that's your job to know what's classified. Well, it's being investigated, so I can't comment on that. He was basically, one of the questions was simply, were you on a government issued phone or your personal phone when you did this? And she wouldn't answer the question. Like, oh, there's an investigation. Okay, I don't see how that's relevant. If they're investigating, they're going to ask to see your personal phone and your government phone. Which one were you on? That shouldn't impede an investigation at all, which tells you it was not the government phone she was on.
Yeah, exactly. The lack of answer tells you everything you need to know, right?
Yeah. It certainly implies the answer.
Will any of Trump's cabinet members lose their job over this? Okay. Temperance, the foundation's Temperance. Basically, who are we going to blame? We don't need to get excited about this.
Yes.
But, someone was acting recklessly. The truth is already out there. It's heartbreaking and betrayal. Now, when we did Marina's reads, I got this 3 times as the primary card. And action will be taken. Yeah, someone's going to lose their job. I keep, it's so funny. I keep seeing this 3 of Swords, and I can't help but wonder, it'll never happen in a million years.
That 3 cabinet members lose their
3
position.
people going down for it. It'll never happen, but that's certainly one way you could read the card. That is the biggest B I've ever seen.
I heard it. I thought maybe Weinstein was visiting you this time.
He likes my microphone. Go outside. Go play with the cats. Lord almighty. Put a saddle on that thing. Ride like the wind.
See anybody in the cabinet that have a bee? Is this the Mike Pence moment? Is it going to land on your hair and be stuck there and distract people?
I wish Laura Hammond was here. She always sends me a bee emoji. Laura, get your bee out of my kitchen. This thing's huge.
Maybe it's a murder hornet.
Ride like the wind, bullseye. Okay, he's in the lamp now. He's up in the fixture. Okay, well, if it stings me and I die, you'll know I was allergic to bee stings.
I know you're not, because you got stung several years ago and you survived. Anyway, will anybody held to account? Remember that the Page of Swords is also a spy in the camp, so it could also be just some young person in there, like as I tease. Yeah, they're going to find the secretary's aide and fire that person.
Mm-hmm.
We found the person who made the mistake. It's some low-level aide somewhere, and they're going to take the fall on their sword for this. Yeah. It does not appear it's going to be anybody of consequence.
That's our gut feeling anyways, right?
Yeah. Spiritual lesson. What else are we spiritual lesson for this event? I'm kind of curious. What for Carter? What else should we know about this? Wheel of Fortune. There's more. This isn't the only instance. There's more of this. Either this investigation keeps going, or more stuff gets unveiled. I think more stuff is going to get unveiled here. Yeah, and that's what they're worried about. It's like there's a bigger thing that they've been doing on this Signal thing too. That as the investigations look into it, they're going to find this is not the first time they've been doing this. You've got they've been keeping information hidden using this app. And I'm going to have the star card as the Signal app itself and cabinet members using it. They're worried about it because they've been doing secret group chats in there, and they're afraid of it being exposed, that it's going to all come out. And I think it is all going to come out. But a lot of that really depends on whether or not there is, you got the star card too, whether or not there's a successful Senate investigation into this. And I have a hard time believing the GOP has any interest. Oh, you know what that's going to be? Okay. That's a special counsel. How do you not have a special counsel look into this at this point?
Well, because
Ken Starr.
No, nonsense. The special counsels are against the rules.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was wondering, basically, I was going to follow up, dovetail on your read there, and
Which you should never do.
Yeah. So you've got the foundation as a signal card, that they're basically using smoke and mirrors while doing this. Well, it's kind of like, will there be judgment against this, right? This is your Senate investigation into this, that someone's going to be walking away from this, and they're they're going to try and spin it. Yeah, they're not happy about the situation they're finding themselves in, but someone's going to get thrown under the bus as a result of this.
I'm going to say that this is going to be bigger even than what we saw there. It could be something as simple as, with the Page of Swords. This could be, Russia knew about that.
Yeah.
And it's like, what else? Or the intelligence agencies are going to understand that this is how Russia has been getting information or intelligence, that they know that Russia has intelligence. They haven't been able to figure out how Russia got it. Now they'll know. And it's not going to be John Ratcliffe who's going to be figuring this out and spearheading it. It's going to be the lifers in the CIA and the NSA and the FBI who are going to be taking this seriously, because their department heads are a bunch of nitwits and sycophants to Trump.
Yep.
All right. I'm aggroed enough. Anything else you want for this one?
No, that's it for me.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for watching this video, supporting our channel. We do appreciate it.
Absolutely. If you like these videos, give us a thumbs up, subscribe. We put out a new video every night at midnight. And leave a comment. I read them all, respond to many.
Yes, and unlike those fake Twin Tarot channels that have like bumblebee, flies, horseflies, and column bees, we provide actual real-life bees.
Yes, exactly. And we give out shout-outs to some of our members, too.
Really?
Yes, we do. Because, we all grew up with Romper Room, and a lot of us left disappointed. Because
I can get you a mirror frame.
I was going to use the blue glasses off of Not David. I figured those would be really good. Okay, so just a few of the people. The first was Aaliyah, who said, there is no way that they were ever going to call my name Allaya, pronounced Aaliyah.
You're right on the money with that one, Aaliyah. Maybe if you sent Miss Marianne your name on a $20 bill back in the day, she would have called it.
Then we've got Patrice Gronwick, who can't even find a keychain with her name on it. There was no way they were going to call her name on Romper Room. This
is the time where you take charge and you make your own keychains, because that's just something that'll happen.
And then we've got Dana. The name is Cheap Ass Me. I just got that, Cheap Ass Me. Who says the problem, even if they called my name on Romper Room, they probably would have said Diana instead of Dana.
Yeah, or it would have been a guy's name, and it'd be like, no! How did you say the accent to make it a guy's name? Or they say Donna, No! Maybe your name is Donna, and you mispronounced it.
That's right. That's true. It could be Donna, not Dana. Oops. But they said it was Diane, so, there you go. Tamara Camp, who said they never said the name Tamara. I have to agree with Tamara that was.
How do you know it's pronounced Tamara? Did they put an H in there somewhere?
They did not. Could be Tamara.
It's never going to happen. They're going to call you Tammy the whole time.
Exactly.
That probably annoys the hell out of you.
That was the only Tamara I knew was Tammy Brown.
Yes, but if you looked in the yearbook, it was probably Tamara Brown.
Well, I think the teachers always called her Tamara Brown, and then she'd have to correct them and say Tammy. And then we got goalkeeper's mom, who I mean, what a name! What parent came up with that name?
Between the pegs, get out of the crease.
And then two more. I want to give a shout out to Janet Blanc, who made a very nice contribution to our channel.
Yes, we all heard. Sound the alarms.
And then Frawal13, Frawal 13, who also made a nice contribution to the channel.
who keeps a very mysterious presence on the
Yes,
channel.
indeed. It was a mysterious donation. So thank you all so very much. And we do the one thing that those bargain basement Twin Tarot channels never do. We give out a secret card.
Really.
But since it's on Signal, you'll see what it is.
That's right. As will the Russians who've hacked into it.
That's right. So there you go, Russia, and all of our viewers. It is the Major Arcana, the Lover's card. Let's keep those relationships alive. We'll get through this.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.